We're back for our NBA best bets here on Friday, November 14th. It's a Friday, you know what that means. It is NBA Cup time. Woo! Yeah. All right, NBA Cup day 3, I believe. Yes, the third day of the NBA Cup here in 2025, and we've got a good amount of games. You know, I was trying to figure out, like, okay, is NBA Cup every single Friday? It is, but I was looking at the schedules. Like, I know the Lakers are in the same group as the Clippers, so I was like, all right, when are the like, there's no Friday game for Clippers-Lakers. And then I just read on Wikipedia, well, there are some Cup games on Tuesday. Make it make sense. There's got to be some consistency here, and there's not. So I'm a little confused what's going on. But anyways, there is Cup games today. Every game is obviously a Cup game as we are down the stretch, I guess, in the third annual NBA Cup. Anyways, folks, before we get into the video, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below for some more daily NBA best bets here on the channel. Earlier today, we posted our college basketball best bets, so make sure to watch that. Don't miss that video. There we go. Don't miss that video, and also go make sure to check out our college football predictions posted earlier in the week. Later today at noon, we'll have our college basketball best bets, so make sure to join us for that. Also, NFL predictions are already posted on the channel and on Greedo Plays MMA. Our UFC 322 predictions and best bets, both on the channel. Again, main event, Jack Dilla Maddalena defends the welterweight championship against Islam Makhachev. Okay, on to the first of our 5 best bets today for NBA Cup, or for the NBA Cup. Kicking things off with our first spread play of the day. Let's go to Madison Square Garden for the New York Knicks and the Miami Heat. I'm taking Miami plus 5.5. No Jalen Brunson. That right there, I'm taking the Heat. I know Miami's an injured bunch as well. Well, they have some injured players. There's obviously no Tyler Hero, and then seemingly no Bam Adebayo tonight as well. That's okay. The Knicks aren't that good. They're 7-4, and I can rely on Miami to do one thing, and that's score a bunch of points. These two teams have already played earlier in the season. They played in South Beach over in Florida, and the Heat won the game 105-107. It was a game in which Jalen Brunson scored 37 points, and Miami still found a way to win. Guys, I don't think the Knicks are good. You know, I saw them play Orlando the other night and lose. It's just a big underachieving team and a team that's going absolutely nowhere in the postseason. On top of that, their one guy who's very credible and very good, Jalen Brunson, not playing tonight. And I get it. On the other side, Miami, you're taking away 2 really good players. Obviously, Tyler Hero has not played a game so far this season, and Bam Adebayo not playing is big time as well. So insert the former Indiana Hoosier, Khalil Ware, into the starting lineup. But I still think Miami's able to play a competitive game. Guys, look at the 2 games Miami plays against Cleveland. And were games in which, by the way, Norman Powell leads Miami in scoring back-to-back nights. But they played the Cavs to 2, you know, tightly contested games. Obviously, the first one was more tight. They won the first one in overtime, 140-138 to Cleveland. Second game, they did lose, but they still score 116 points. My point with all this being with the Miami Heat is they're gonna score points. That's just what they do. They play high-paced basketball. Now, I don't know if we're ever going to replicate the high-paced basketball that was played last night at the Delta Center in Salt Lake City between the Utah Jazz and the Atlanta Hawks. I mean, my goodness. I mean, that is, if you know, that doesn't describe new age of NBA basketball, I don't know what does. No defense, shots, everybody threes. Yeah, it was ridiculous. Anyways, though, I mean, shout out to the Hawks for winning it for us, though. Anyways, though, Miami plays high pace. They put up a bunch of shots, and they've been playing good basketball this season. They're 7-5. The Knicks are 7-4. But look at the games like the Miami's been playing all year long. When they beat Cleveland, beat Portland, went to Denver, played somewhat competitively, went to Inglewood and beat the Clippers. They could not go to Los Angeles, though, and beat the Los Angeles Lakers. But that's a story for another day. Went to San Antonio, played a really tight game. And with no Jalen Brunson, I don't like the Knicks at all. That is the one guy I look at the Knicks and say, okay, like I don't think the team's very good. I don't really like the Knicks, but I know Jalen Brunson can hoop. I mean, Cat, okay. I mean, Cat has his days, don't get me wrong. Karl-Anthony Towns will also have days, though, where he just doesn't do anything offensively. Look at their last game against Orlando. Again, Knicks lose the game at home at the Garden, and Cat puts up 15 points in 35 minutes. I mean, literally, look at the spread, look at the box score of every player on the Knicks in that Orlando game. 31 points out of Jalen Brunson, and then 3 other players had double digits. Cat had 15, Landry Shamet had 11, and Josh Hart had 10. The other starters, Mikal Bridges had 6 points on 0 of 3 from beyond the arc and 3 of 9 from the field. Mitchell Robinson obviously is not there to score. He only scores 2. And then OG Anunoby scores 8 points. Now, again, here's what happens when we bet against the Knicks. They just turn up, and all of a sudden they're an unstoppable shooting force. If that happens today, I can't get a Knicks game right. They are just like my kryptonite this season. They've always been. Well, we picked against them every game of the Eastern Conference Finals last year. Shout out to the Pacers. They'll be back next year. Just you wait. But anyways, no Brunson, no victories. Also, the Knicks are still yet to win a game on the road this season. So that doesn't really matter here, obviously, because they're at home. But I just want to put that for the future. Like, they're not a good road team, so we're going to get that later in the year, and we're going to start playing against them. They are at home. They're a better team. At home, they're 7-1. I don't really care. I think Miami plays them tight. Okay, we just saw New York, again, finally lose their first home game to those Cleveland Cavaliers. I think Miami's able to play them really competitively. I mean, in terms of, like, who are we looking to score tonight for the Heat, it's going to be Norman Powell. He's obviously in his first season with the team. Andrew Wiggins, I guess, can still score. You know, I mean, he'll have his nights, but no, Wiggins has been playing pretty well. I think I'm being a little too harsh there. Jaquez off the bench as well, scores quite a bit, gives them 17 points off the bench, and we'll see again out of Khalil Ware. Khalil Ware has been on the record saying that Bam Adebayo's in his top 5 greatest players of all time, with Bill Russell, Wilt, I think, and Anthony Edwards. If you've seen that clip, it's hilarious, because watch the interviewer's reaction to everything Khalil Ware is saying. And, like, the interviewer is just, like, trying to, like, actually take him serious and say, oh, wow, Ant's in there already. Wow, that's crazy. It's just like, dude, like, either Khalil Ware just doesn't know ball or he's trolling. I hope he's trolling. Anyways, yeah, give me the Miami Heat plus 5.5. But, yeah, go watch that clip of Khalil Ware saying Bam Adebayo is in the top 5 greatest players of all time. And just watch the interviewer's reaction. Like, he's completely, like, I don't know if he's, like, actually buying it or he's just trying to be nice. It is the most absurd interview I've ever seen. Albeit I've not watched the full interview. I've just seen the clips. But I don't know what to make of it. It's hilarious. Anyways, Heat plus 5.5. Next up, let's go to one of our 2 player props of the day. We go to the other Florida basketball team, the Orlando Magic. They are at home against these lowly Brooklyn Nets. Desmond Bane over 19.5 points. We need 20 points tonight at Desmond Bane, and that's perfectly fine. 3 of the last 4 games for Bane, he has scored exactly 22 points. There is a difference now in how the Magic are going to play tonight. No Paolo Banchero. Who's now your number 1 scorer without Banchero? It is Franz Wagner, don't get me wrong. But now Bane goes from, he's just like the third guy who, he shoots a lot of threes and, you can't leave Desmond Bane open, to now, okay, Desmond Bane's an integral part of the offense. I think that's the right use of that word. He's a key part of the offense, and we need to get the ball to Desmond Bane. Desmond Bane needs to put up 20-plus points for us to win. Now, in all fairness, like, Bane could probably score 5, and Franz Wagner could probably score 5, and the Magic could probably still beat the Brooklyn Nets, because the Brooklyn Nets are poverty. But still, they need Bane to score. And I know Bane started off the month ice cold. He scored 5 points in a game against the Washington Wizards. He scored 9 points against the Atlanta Hawks. He scored 9 points against the Boston Celtics. But look at those most recent games. The other game against Boston, 22 points for Desmond Bane. And then the Portland game and the New York game that we just talked about with the Knicks on the road at Madison Square Garden, Bane 22 points in back-to-back nights. And now you take away Banchero. Okay, yeah, there's a lot more scoring needed for Desmond Bane. Yes, Franz Wagner will still be the number 1 guy, right? Franz Wagner in the last game scored 28 points, and I get it. Paolo played like 4 minutes before he got injured, so there were more opportunities for Bane as a whole, but there will continue now to be more opportunities, right? Now, like, there is a full game plan set out to, okay, well, no Banchero. Wagner obviously going to take more shots, but also Desmond Bane needs to take more shots too. Replacing Banchero in the starting lineup, I assume that will be, I think will be Tristan da Silva? Or do they? Yeah, I think they got to start Da Silva. Or they could go small and start Anthony Black. We'll see what they come out in. I mean, I guess you have Jonathan Isaac too, but probably not. Regardless, it doesn't matter. Like, Bane's going to play quite a bit. And they're taking on a Brooklyn Nets team who is just horrible. They give up a lot of points. They don't really score in their own right either. They just chuck up a bunch of shots with, Michael Porter Jr., who I don't know if he's having the time of his life there, because MPJ has never been just a number 1 option anywhere. And now he is, and like, he's going to like quietly put up near all-star stats this season and may make an all-star game. But like, this is like the most like Lauri Markkanen coded year ever. And what I mean by that, no disrespect to Lauri Markkanen, I think he's one hell of a player, but it's like Lauri Markkanen's been putting up empty stats, no, good stats, but for empty results for the last 4 seasons. Where, yeah, if you watch Jazz games like last night, Lauri Markkanen's dropping 40 points, and he's averaging like 28, 26, 27. But he's playing on a team that wins like 15 games a year, That's what Michael Porter Jr. is going to be able to do now with the Nets. It's not a bad place to be. It's, again, just like what happens when he's on a team that's actually competent again. Yes, he was a big-time player for those Nuggets teams, but the guy's gone from averaging 16 points a game to 23 points a game just because he gets to play in Brooklyn and who's on his team. And obviously, right, the Cam Thomas injuries helped that a lot, right, because Thomas takes up a lot of shot volume and whatnot. And now without Cam Thomas in the lineup, it's Igor Demon, Nick Claxton, Noah Clowney, Terrence Mann. Like, none of these guys really want to shoot. Obviously, Claxton's not going to shoot. He just sits underneath the hoop. Noah Clowney's trying to find his three-point shot. Igor Demon is getting there, honestly. I think Demon's going to be pretty solid. Obviously, was a top 10 pick in last year's draft. But it's just an extremely young Nets team that Michael Porter Jr. just kind of gets to hoop on. And obviously, Michael Porter Jr. had an eventful offseason. Because I think Michael Porter Jr. just doesn't care. And MPJ's out there, he said, I don't want to bring a car out here. I'm just going to pay for $300 worth of Ubers every single day. Okay. I can't knock the guy. I guess he's having the time of his life in New York. I don't know. The Nets are not a serious basketball team. So, honestly, good on Michael Porter Jr. Get your money. He's going to put up 1 million points this year, and he's going to get a team next season to completely buy in on him or whatever. I don't even know when MPJ's contract is up, but he's going to get a team. He's still on. Wow. I did not know he was still on the deal with the Nuggets. I thought this was over soon. Oh, he's got 2 more years of his contract. Because, he's getting paid $35 million a year. Okay. Well, if he can do this for 2 more years and keep putting up these Lauri Markkanen-esque stats on Brooklyn, he's going to find himself with a huge contract. He'll be 29 years old, and he'll get paid again. So good on Michael Porter Jr., obviously. Like, honestly. Like, you're not winning basketball games, but who cares? He's putting up 25 points a night. This team doesn't play defense, though. They don't really play defense. The Raptors put up 120 on them. I know that's not the most, but look at the game the Knicks had against the Brooklyn Nets. New York puts up 134. And something that we always need to keep into account here, again, is the NBA Cup. And it's the fact that the tiebreaker, which is actually very meaningful, is point differential. And what I mean by it being very meaningful is that the wild card's absolutely huge. Again, I don't know. Some teams, care more about winning the NBA Cup than others. But if you're going to win your group, obviously all you need to do is win out. But if you lose one game, then the tiebreaker with the other teams that have lost one game in terms of the, let's call it just the wild card slash at-large bid, is point differential. Right now, Orlando's got a plus 13 point differential. And if you compare that to the other teams who are 1-0, the only other 2 teams or 3 teams that are 1-0, or 4 teams, are the Pistons, who are 1-0 with the 18 point differential, the Heat have an 18-point differential, and the Bucks have a 16-point differential. So, it means things to win these games. And how did Detroit get their 18-plus point differential? Well, they got to play Brooklyn, and they blew them out. So there is an emphasis on continuing to score and winning by the largest margin possible. So these games actually kind of matter, but again, it depends on the team. Some teams don't give a damn about this. Some teams do. So I'm going to take, again, the Orlando Magic and Desmond Bane tonight, especially Desmond Bane. I think Bane is going to he's going to have a good performance tonight. That's a horrible way of putting it. He's going to score 20 points. That's all you need to hear. Okay. Desmond Bane's going to score 20. Give me Bane at home in Orlando over 19.5 points at minus 125. On to our third best bet of the video. We move to the Los Angeles Lakers. Now, I have a feeling this line's going to get moved. I'm recording this video at, see my phone, 1 o'clock in the morning. I hope this line stays. I really hope it does. Right now, it's 10.5 for the Lakers. And I know they played Charlotte the other night, and they only won by 10 points against a Hornets team that was obviously without Brandon Miller, no LaMelo Ball and company. There were a lot of guys missing, or just not playing in general for the Charlotte Hornets. And now they take on a New Orleans Pelicans team that is kind of same exact deal. There's nobody playing tonight for the Pels. Now, okay, the Hornets were better than the Pelicans were, though, in terms of playing without their star players. Guys, for the Pels tonight, no Jordan Poole, no Zion Williamson. Now, we've known that. And no, obviously, DeJounte Murray. But, I like how Lakers fans on Twitter are like, oh my goodness, no Zion, no Jordan Poole tonight, free Lakers victory. And okay, don't get me wrong, I am part of Lakers Twitter too. I don't actually actively tweet on Lakers Twitter, but I follow the accounts for the most part. I'm in the Lakers community page or whatnot. But regardless, I'm a big Lakers guy. There's no secret if you've watched the videos before. But it's Jordan Poole and Zion Williamson haven't played in a week. And they're not expected to play for weeks. I don't know why this is just a big deal. Oh, all of a sudden, they're not playing. Yeah, they're not. They're not going to play. They did not play the Blazers game. They're not going to play on Sunday against the Warriors. They're not going to play their next game against OKC. These guys are just out. So, on paper, it seems free win for the Lakers. It should be. Again, I'm a little concerned of a couple players. Trey Murphy can score, and Derek Queen. I think Derek Queen pretty soon is going to find himself in a full-time starting role for New Orleans. Currently, the starter is Kevon Looney, but you're seeing Derek Queen play more and more. Rookie out of Maryland, he was a lottery pick. Again, if you watch Derek Queen, especially in the NCAA tournament last year, dude was electric, had some big-time moments. Obviously, the big shot against Colorado State, or big game against Colorado State, and eventually, again, the game winner against Colorado State was huge. Derek Queen can hoop, we know that, but Right now, he's still coming off the bench for Kevon Looney. I think eventually that's going to change. I think with the Zion injury, again, it's given more opportunity, obviously, to a guy like Queen and Trey Murphy as well, because, Murphy's been averaging like 25-ish points without Poole and without Zion. And again, with Zion out, they're still not starting. I don't know why they're not starting Queen yet. They're still starting Looney, Herbert Jones, Murphy, Bay, and Jeremiah Fears. Yeah, if the Lakers don't blow this team out, I don't know what to say. I know Los Angeles is coming off a really bad loss to OKC. You know what, guys? I think I just need to set my expectations for the season. And I can make the excuse, well, LeBron James didn't play. And it's a very valid excuse to make, because LeBron at his best is still a top 10 player in the sport. It's still LeBron James. Until LeBron James actually shows signs of serious regression, we have to believe LeBron James is still going to be that guy every single night, even at 41 years old. But you lost OKC by 30, and really you were losing by 40 until the bottom half of the bench put you in a 30-point loss in the fourth quarter. And the problem is OKC was doing that without Jalen Williams, who was an all-star and the number 2 option, who's still injured. And they also didn't have Lou Dort, who starts for them. And Aaron Wiggins didn't play. So arguably their best bench guy wasn't playing, and 2 of their starters didn't play either. How are the Lakers going to beat that team? The answer is they're not going to beat that team. I don't know how you beat them. It's just, I've been saying, this is a dynasty being made in OKC. Again, Sam Presti, all the credit in the world. Nobody's beating the Thunder this season. Oh, Denver, they're winning a lot. Okay, OKC's only gotten better since last season. Denver's gotten worse. I know Jokic is playing out of his mind. He can't continue to do that every single game. Oh, by the way, yeah, you got worse with Cam Johnson instead of Michael Porter Jr. Anyways, the Lakers should dominate the Pelicans tonight. Lakers are almost fully healthy. Obviously, the almost stands with LeBron James, who I believe should be back sooner rather than later. I think LeBron will be back at the very latest November 25th. It's a cup game against the Los Angeles Clippers. I think that's the latest he'll return. I could see him returning this upcoming Tuesday against the Utah Jazz. LeBron is fully practicing now with the South Bay Lakers, so we'll see. Obviously, LeBron's not going to return for the road trip. They have New Orleans tonight and then Milwaukee tomorrow. We'll probably be talking about the Lakers this time tomorrow as well. Yes, there's only 5 games in the association, so I have to talk about the Lakers tomorrow. That's fine by me. Time to dunk on Miles Turner a little bit more. But anyways, I don't as soon as LeBron could be back, I would think would be Tuesday against the Jazz at home. If not, LeBron's first game of the year will not be in Utah, so then it'll probably be at home against the Clippers on the 25th. So we shall see either again this upcoming Tuesday or the Tuesday after LeBron James will be back, and that's when we can fully assess what the Lakers are going to be, because they look good right now. I know the Thunder loss sucks, but as a whole, yes, the Lakers still look really good. Luka's playing great, obviously, and AR is playing phenomenally. We need to see how they look with LeBron. I think they should be fine, but how much does that take away from Austin Reeves now? Because I know Luka's still going to be Luka. AR right now averages 28 points per game. So what are they going to be with LeBron James back in the lineup? Is LeBron actually going to settle into a third scorer role? Or is LeBron going to be LeBron? Either or, I don't care. I want LeBron to be, obviously, the best possible player he can be. But how does that affect Luka? I think Luka's going to be fine. How does that affect Austin Reeves is the question. We shall see. If they can all work together and everyone's getting buckets, I have no problem with that. We just need to see this team with LeBron James. As for this game, Lakers should put belt to ass. It's a cup game, so we should be looking to kind of put it on the Pels here. And the Pelicans aren't in the same realm as the Lakers right now. Lakers, I always kind of fear this team going into New Orleans. Jose Alvarado has scarred me watching games like this. Just going to New Orleans and Alvarado's stupid steals and the crowd erupting. Oh, man, I have PTSD watching Jose Alvarado playing basketball. I vividly remember a December game in 2023. It was December 30th, and the Lakers were in New Orleans, and they were favored to win that game. I remember I bet on the Lakers, and then Alvarado with his dumb steals, he did it twice in that game. And oh, my God, I despise the Pels, man. I just do. I don't know, that sounds crazy for a team that just isn't very good. The Pels, when the Pels were going on their run and they were kind of dangerous, they were an annoying ass team to play. So I don't miss that, honestly. The Zion era is kind of over now. So it is what it is. They're going to trade him very shortly. Regardless, give me the Lakers minus 10.5. Next up, let's go to our other best player prop today. Give me James Harden. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I'm going to keep going James Harden here. What can I say about Harden? Again, it's every night with this guy. And until Kawhi Leonard is back, I'm going to keep picking James Harden every single night. And until, Bradley Beal's out for the year. So, and not again, that's the biggest thing, because I didn't think Beal was playing that well. he wasn't, but like eventually Bradley Beal, and well, just as a whole, Bradley Beal is going to eat shots. Bradley Beal is going to, he's going to, it's going to sound harsh, he's going to take up space in the court. So now that's gone. And replacing Bradley Beal with the player like, I don't know who's starting instead, Chris Dunn. Yeah, Dunn ain't going to shoot the ball. Dunn's out there just to play defense. So that's huge, because now, okay, where do all the shots go? James Harden. No Kawhi right now. Oh, it's Batum/John Collins. James Harden. It's a damn shame, Chris Paul is just a straight reserve now, man. If he was going to be in this role and literally not play, he has not played in a game since November 6th. He's been a straight DMP every single night. Not injured, just straight coach's decision. Why didn't he go to OKC? Why? I'm sure the Thunder 100% would have taken him. The Thunder, guys, the OKC Thunder referred to Chris Paul as Oklahoma City legend Chris Paul. Why didn't he go there? I mean, I get it. He's got history in LA. CP3 could have won a ring. And now he's just sitting DNPing for the LA Clippers. It's a shame, man. It's a shame. I don't know. I hope he gets traded at the deadline. Legitimately, I hope he gets traded for a bag of chips. The Thunder trade. Thunder would not. The Thunder. This is gonna be the most Sam Presti trade ever. I want the Thunder to trade their second-round pick this year for Chris Paul and a 2028 Clippers second-round pick. Something crazy like that. And it's just one of these 3D chess moves from Presti, and that 2028 second-round pick turns into something actually like big. Because I want to see CP3 actually win a ring. And it's not like this would just be, it's so random he's playing for the Thunder, or he's just a reserve for the Thunder. The Thunder credit Chris Paul, and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander credits Chris Paul for turning around that team and being that huge veteran, mentor in a year that they were the 5 seed in the playoffs and they weren't expected to be anywhere near the postseason that year. But they're the 4 or the 5 that year. I know they played Houston in the first round and lost in the bubble. But regardless, I need CP3 there. Anyways, James Harden should be fine tonight. So again, you look at a starting lineup now that LA is going to be throwing out there every night. In terms of still no Kawhi. And by the way, I guess we can do a Kawhi update in a second because it's every night with this guy. There's something new every day with Kawhi Leonard. But the Clippers are throwing out a lineup right now of James Harden at the 1, Chris Dunn at the 2, Derek Jones at the 3, John Collins at the 4, and Ivica Zubac at the 5. Okay, so I'll just tell you the points total from each one of these players in their last game against the Nuggets, where, yes, Jokic scored 50. Anyways, 55, my goodness. Harden scores 23, Zubac scores 18, Derek Jones scores 8, Chris Dunn scores 3 on 4 shots, and John Collins scores 2 on 6 shots. Jordan Miller off the bench scored 22 points, surprisingly, but in that starting lineup, obviously Miller and Bogdanovich and I guess Brook Lopez will lead the scoring off the bench. In that starting lineup, it is all James Harden. And that's why I love PA on James Harden, because the ball always touches his hands every single possession. So it's either, okay, you double Harden and he passes it, or Harden's just going to take shots, or Harden, pick and pop, or pick and roll to Zubac, okay, dump it off Zubac, he finishes inside. I know last game, Harden actually does not pass this line, 23 points, 8 assists, or 5 assists actually, it's only 28 PA, that's fine. Harden tonight in a cup game, on the road, by the way, in Dallas, against this Dallas team, with no Anthony Davis, AD's about to get traded, it's just, the Mavs are a mess and we know it. The Clippers should actually probably win this game, but an injured Mavs team with no Davis, maybe no PJ Washington, maybe no Derek Lively tonight, Harden should get, should be able to find his shot and should be able to find a victory for the LA Clippers. Now, quick update on Kawhi Leonard. Again, yes, we're taking Harden over 33.5 points and assists. I thought Kawhi might be back by now, but the latest thing on Kawhi is, and I quote, Clippers president of basketball operations Lawrence Frank said Wednesday that Leonard is recovering from a right foot sprain in addition to the sprained right ankle he suffered on November 3rd in their loss to the Heat. With Kawhi, it wasn't just an ankle sprain, Frank said. He also has a significant sprain in his foot as well. When he sprained his ankle, it kind of triggered a mechanism with his foot, in his foot. I mean, it's all the time with this guy, man. I don't know. Imagine if he stayed in Toronto and didn't try to come at the crown, Oh, King of LA, ooh, whatever, dude. James Harden, over 33.5, PA, minus 120. Final best bet of the video, let's go to the other Texas game. San Antonio, Texas, to be exact. Give me the Spurs to beat the Golden State Warriors. So, Prime Video game, rematch of their initial game on Wednesday night, in which the Warriors actually won. I was very shocked at that. There's been just a lot of discussion about, or really just discourse about the Golden State Warriors. Draymond Green's talking about an emphasis of winning. Steph Curry is celebrating that, I'd rather be 7-6 than 6-7. Haha, get it? Okay. But no, there's actual, okay, these guys are talking about we need to start winning. Now, Curry yesterday ends the Under Armour partnership, which actually continues throughout the entire season, but then in the offseason, I wonder where Curry's going to go. Oh, he's going to be a Nike guy. Obviously, right? Wouldn't it be something if he went to, Puma? That'd be crazy. Or, one of those Chinese brands. Anyways, the ones that are actually, straight, just Chinese-sold shoes. Warriors, Spurs. I think the Spurs get it tonight. Again, second night of they had a day off yesterday, but 2 games in a row for the Warriors and the Spurs. I guess this one kind of matters more with the Cup game. Again, that I don't really want to put a lot into that. If you want to look at the Cup standings for Group C, San Antonio's 1-0. Golden State is 0-1. San Antonio beat Houston, and Golden State lost to Denver. Again, I don't really put the most in the Cup. I really don't care about the Cup. Obviously, we'll talk about it when it comes up, and we'll watch, obviously, the Cup final game. That actually does not count for your record. But anyways, Golden State wins a competitive one against San Antonio the other night, 125-120 final in favor of the Warriors. Yeah, you know what happens? Steph Curry scores 46 points, which is awesome. Again, I have come to a point in time where, yes, when I bet against Steph Curry, I always say, when is this Curry madness going to end? This Curry, eventually it's going to end. It is amazing what he's doing. Honestly, it is incredible what Steph Curry does on a nightly basis. But at some point, guys, he's 37. Steph Curry is 37, and Jimmy Butler's 36. It's great in spots, yes, but you can't rely on these guys to do this every single night. And that's why there's, quotes in the media of Draymond saying, okay, we need to actually put an emphasis on winning, and we need to, really try to go out and get guys right now, and not he didn't say this obviously, but not trot out, Cum Bucket, who's playing 12 minutes and scoring 0 points off the bench now, or playing Podziemski, who plays 15 minutes and 4 points, or, Quentin Post, who's not scoring either. I guess, they just want a full unction over in Golden State. Now, I know Kuminga, I believe, got injured in the last game, but, whatever, that's a problem, man. Yeah, it's not like Draymond's doing the most for his team either. I get it. Future Hall of Famer, great defender. Draymond Green, how about this line? 27 minutes, 4 assists, 5 rebounds. How about an 0 for 7 from the three-point line and 1 for 10 from the field and 4 for 4 from the free throw line, equating to 6 points from Draymond Green? Awesome. Now I get it. He's got a Wembanyama matchup some of the time. Regardless, I'm taking the Spurs here. San Antonio's an 8-3 team this season, and they have Victor Wembanyama. That's why we take San Antonio. Wembanyama this season, MVP-like stats. He's not going to win the MVP. Again, 26, 13, and 4 right now. It's going to go to Shai Gilgeous-Alexander because not to glaze OKC too much, but guys, that team's going to set the wins record this season. I'm very confident they're going to do so. They are 13-1 right now, 12-1 without Jalen Williams and Lou Dort and Aaron Wiggins. They're going to go... I think they're going to go... Is 76-6 too crazy? I think 76-6 legitimately might be their record this season. I think so. So at that point, how can you not give the MVP to Shai if his team breaks the wins record? But Wembanyama's putting up absurd numbers. He's actually 5th now in the MVP odds. Shai at plus 150, Jokic plus 200, Luka plus 500, Giannis plus 900, and then Wembanyama at plus 1,500 after that. But again, Victor Wembanyama is still putting up absurd lines. Again, that Warriors game, 31, 15, and 10. Oh my goodness. Don't forget, the guy's 7 foot 5 inches tall and still growing. He's only 21. Yeah, it's absurd stuff out of Wemby, man. I think the Spurs win this game. To me, again, I don't think they lose back-to-back to the Warriors. We're at a point in time where we can kind of just say, all right, Golden State's not that great. Yes, they can still, turn back the clock and give you great nights. Obviously, Curry can still do amazing things. He can still score, obviously, 45 like he did in San Antonio. Jimmy Butler still gets to the free throw line like nobody's business. But still, they are, very limited on who can actually erupt. It's just Steph. It's just Jimmy. And they struggle to find production otherwise. And the Spurs, obviously you have Wembanyama. De'Aaron Fox is back for now. I'm saying, hopefully he stays healthy. But, as a whole, the Spurs are good, man. De'Aaron, Vassell, Castle, Wemby, Harrison Barnes. There are good players on this team. Keldon Johnson plays big minutes off the bench. I like the Spurs quite a bit in the spot. And to me, again, it's a cup game, so it matters a little bit more. Wemby's still at a point of his career where he's still chasing accomplishments like this. He's 21. He's still, eager to go out and win games like this, and these games really matter to him, unlike Steph Curry and Draymond Green, who have already won 4 championships, and, like, what is an NBA Cup to them? Nothing. Even though, hey, Bron's got more NBA Cups than Curry does, I'm just saying. And more than Jordan. Regardless, though, these games matter a lot more to a younger team like the Spurs, and they should be winning this basketball game. -135 for San Antonio at home against the Golden State Warriors. Folks, thank y'all for watching our NBA Best Bets here for this Friday, November 14th NBA Cup schedule. If you haven't yet, though, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below for more. Make sure to leave a like if you did enjoy the video. Make sure to comment if you did disagree with any of the picks. We'll be back tomorrow for more daily NBA Best Bets. Folks, thank y'all for watching, and Mamba forever.